Hello, everyone. Welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sophia. You are here with Magnus and I, and we are here to help support you to move through the stuff that's going on in your life, to move through the memories, the fears, the experiences that have been holding you in some awkward and painful places, helping you move through that to your delight, your wonderment of how powerful you actually are. So thank you for coming to Circle. Thank you for sticking with it. It's not very fun to face yourself. It just isn't. However, facing your fear makes you incredibly strong, emotionally resilient. It actually activates more of your natural intelligence, gives you more aptitude neurologically, which you could just say enhances your IQ, makes you more unflappable, more patient, kind, capable. And you know, the person who keeps it together, not through pretense, but through cultivation, actually saves the day, wins the game, holds the space, and moves things forward. And that person is going to be you in your circle of influence because you tap. So congratulations. I'm going to do a sneak peek into the chat, see a few people arriving here. I see Ambassador here shouting out hola, hola to you. Super glad that you're here. Lori Jean in Oakland, the Ambassador here in Austin, Texas, where I am. Aaron Schroeder in Oakland. I see Yaya Bird. Also, Lauren in Oakland. Wow, California's in the house. I see Prema Sankar in Seattle. Chelsea in Sacramento. Josie from Venice. I see Anna Paulson, Shanley, Christina in Santa Rosa. Nancy in Houston, people piling into the room by the second. I'm really happy that you're all coming to Circle. Thank you for holding space for you. Holding space for you is holding space for all of us. So it may not seem like you're that important. What is one person? And I used to think the same thing. What is one person? What is one little mama? What is one little woman going to do in this world? But I'll tell you what, everything that's ever gotten done has been done by one person who's saying, this needs to change. I'm going to change me, and I'm going to start saying, and I'm going to start doing, and I'm going to start feeling, and I'm going to start speaking, and I'm going to start moving. And sure enough, suddenly the people in your house, the people in your community, the people in your environment are stirred and moving because you're moving in a good direction. So I just want to remind you that no matter how hard the inner work is, it always, only always pays off for the greater good. So thank you for knuckling down and doing it. We've got an intense theme, an exciting theme. The last 3 sessions have been dedicated to those who are going through a lot of intense changes. There's been all kinds of emotional upset due to homes burning down and the quality of air changing. There's all kinds of natural disasters and things like that people are moving through right now in the world. And we need this circle more than ever. So I want to remind you before we get started to share your membership. Bring people over to your house. Gather around the cell phone, the iPad, the laptop, and share this in a little tapping party. Make it lighthearted because it's heavy work, and so you got to make it fun. Send out a little Facebook invite and bring people to your house. Make some popcorn, make some tea, pass out the tissues, and let's move the movement forward. You're a person, you're a lighthouse in your community. And even if you change one other person's life with your love and your support and your example of what it looks like to process and come out the other side, what is that worth in your life to have one other person move because you're moving? That's huge, right? And if we all grab one hand next to us, that whole world is going to change. And if we grab 2 hands, that's going to create a circle, and a huge circle. So here's to the circle, here's to you, and here's to moving the movement forward. The theme for this circle is processing PTSD. What does PTSD mean? Well, it's the modern upgraded term for post traumatic stress disorder, which I have to say everyone has on some degree. You might not have been diagnosed as a PTSD survivor, but if you've been in this culture for more than a couple of hours, you've probably got some sort of like experience that keeps rebounding through your nervous system, which is basically saying, look, there's stress and trauma in the environment, and if you want to know how to process a specific moment that is controlling your life, this is the circle to use. So, I've done another circle in the video library about processing memories. This is that same type of circle, but you can use this for anything. So, this might be a memory of escaping with just your pajamas in a fire. This could be a memory of being in a war situation or a refugee. This could be a memory of being in a sexual abuse, trauma type experience. Whatever you have flashbacks or fears of that are controlling your life, where you have a knee jerk response and the stimulus doesn't actually warrant that response, because what's happening is coming from another time and place, but it's influencing the now, and you've got this great anxiety or this fear or this way of behaving that you can't quite control. That would be a symptom of PTSD. And what I want to show you in the circle tonight is how to clear one of those kind of responses. So you get to pick the topic of your choice. Where do I have a little bit of PTSD? Maybe it's around finances. Maybe it's around relationship. Maybe it's around, can I survive physically? Who knows? But that's what I want to take you there for. Take you there for? Take you there too. Okay. So, super excited. I see Bethany in South Dakota, Chelsea, and Callista. Wow. Super glad you're here. Okay. We're going to jump into the core causes questions. It's a 5-minute online survey. For those of you on a mobile device, scroll down, you'll see a button pop up that says Get Started. For those of you on replay, we're going to do a screen share, and for 5 minutes, you're going to jot down as many answers as you can to these questions. Don't worry if you don't have all the answers. This is not some kind of quiz. This is a way of you like going down into yourself, saying, what's going on with me? And then being able to come up with material so that you can process at as deep of level as you possibly can. That means you're going to get more benefit out of the session than just tapping superficially on the presenting symptoms of your experience, if that makes sense. So we're going to see if we can kind of root out the origin of this recurring experience for you. All right. Core causes, please, Mr. Magnus. everybody, welcome back. You ready to tap? So hopefully you've come up with a memory that is less than wonderful, that's creating this issue for you, or maybe part of what's creating this issue for you. Sometimes an issue has many sub-memories because you had lots of experiences that validated a certain belief. And if you want the belief to change, you can't just be like, I changed my belief up here at the top. You actually have to go to the substrata. Well, what was that belief founded on? It was founded on this time with my mom, and this other time with my dad, and another time with my mom, and another time with my dad. And I have all of this stuff here that validated this belief and experience. So if you start processing these memories one at a time, that belief will collapse, it will open up, and you'll be able to rewrite part of yourself, okay? But you can't do it just from positive thinking out here. Otherwise, the belief has too much information and will rebuild itself. And we want to spare you that experience of it rebuilding itself. So we're going to be gentle, slow, and persistent, dismantling the construct of how you got to be where you are now, letting yourself rewrite yourself and start over and move forward from a fresh, clean slate. So maybe you came up with the exact memory, and if you didn't, all you have to do is say, what is one thing that I wish never happened to me, because if it didn't, I would be a different person today. Now, whatever the answer is to that, that's probably an awesome thing for you to tap on. Don't worry, I know that you have lots of memories to clear with this. The good news is this link that you got into this video will replay it for 7 days. You could do the same tap every day for an hour, maybe before you go to bed. I know it's a commitment of time, but guess what? You don't want to be looping through time with the same crappy experience. If you spent a little bit of time cleaning it up, it'll never happen again. Trust me, it works. So this link will get you into this exact tap for 7 more days. It'll take you right here, and the video library will have this tap indefinitely for you to use again and again. Having said that, let's move on to the tap. Focusing on where you want to direct this memory and this healing. Okay, here we go. Finding the sore spots in the front of the chest. For those of you new to tapping, it's in the upper breast tissue, upper pectoral region. You're going to feel around. You'll be like, ooh, why is that a little bit sore? You're going to gently massage. Give yourself a deep breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Here we go. Repeating after me, even though I have this issue about, and then go ahead and say what your issue is about. And breathe. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the beginning of your eyebrows. This issue about. I'm tapping your temples. It's okay. I accept the part of me that's still stuck here. Tap the cheeks. I cannot accept the part of me that is still stuck here. This sucks. Tapping under the nose. This is really hard. And tapping under the lips. So much energy is wasted here. Tap the chest. I find myself thinking about it again and again and again. Tapping the bottom of the rib cage, front of the ribs. Part of me is still reacting. Tapping this side of the rib cage. Part of me is still reacting to what happened. And tapping the inside of the wrist. And breathe in through the nose. and out through the mouth. Tapping the side of the thumb. Part of me is still reacting to what happened. Tapping the index finger. I'm open to loving and respecting myself, even though part of me is still looping. Tap the middle finger through this old experience of, and then say what that is for you. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. Part of me is still reacting to this. Tap the little finger. So I want you to stop and think about that experience for a second. Really let yourself think about it. What happened? Tap the side of the hand. Say for 30 seconds what happened. What were you doing? And what were you needing? Big breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Tap the eyebrows. It's really difficult for me to think about. Tap the temples. It's really hard for me to talk about. And tap the front of the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the nose, even though I've done the best I can to forget about this. Tapping under the lips. Trying to forget about it. Tapping the chest and breathing. And tap the front of the ribs. I've been trying to forget about this because it's too painful. Tap the side of the ribs. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Tap the inside of the wrist. Let's swap wrists this time. Even though this is too painful for me to think about or talk about. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. And tap the index finger. I deeply and completely forgive myself for still having flashbacks and trauma. Tap the middle finger from this experience. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Part of me still has flashbacks and trauma from this. There you go. Tap the little finger. I'm open to love and accept myself, even if a part of me is still reacting. And tap the side of your hand and breathe. Still reacting to the past. Tap the top of the head. Describe again what it is that we're talking about. Yeah, I'm still reacting to when what happened. Tapping all over the head. I'm breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and tapping the eyebrows. I love and respect myself. Tapping the temple. Even if a part of me stays stressed, tap the cheeks. Annoyed, tap under the lips. Terrified, tap under the lips. And unable to, what is it that this flashback, this memory or this event is creating you not to be able to do? What is it that you're not able to do? Yeah, I'm not able to tap the chest, feel safe in a public space, or I'm not able to express my emotions, or I'm not able to stop thinking about it. Tapping the front of the ribs. I accept this part of me that's still hung up here. And just open your heart. Tap the side of the ribs. I accept the part of me that is still hung up here. Tap the inside of the wrist. I love and respect myself, even if part of me stays hung up forever. And tap the side of the thumb. This memory of, and I want you to go back to this key memory. Maybe you've got a dozen of them, but let's just pick one and stay there. Maybe it's the worst one. Tap the index finger. I'm willing to process what happened during this intense moment. Tap the middle finger. I forgive myself for being afraid of looking at this. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. I don't have to do it all in one session. And breathe. Tap the little finger. I can ease my way through this. I can stop at any time. Tap the side of the hand. And I am tired of reacting as if it's still happening and imagining that it's going to keep happening. Tap the top of the head. So just listening for a second. So what happens with memory is that memory isn't just like a camera that takes a picture of a moment. It's like a video camera that takes a picture and then replays the dramatic part of it again and again and again, and misses the present moment because it's too busy watching the replay. So tap the eyebrows. It's okay for me to let go. Tap the temple and heal what happened. Tap the cheeks and breathe. I don't have to be caught in this ongoing loop anymore. Tapping under the lips. A part of me walked away from that thinking, what is the defining thought that happened? That I shouldn't have been lucky enough to survive? Or is it that this is going to happen again and again? What did you decide was true when that occurred for you? Blurt it out right now. Say it 3 times as you tap your chest. I decided what? Tap the front of the ribs. I decided. Say it again. And tap the side of the ribs. Yeah, part of me decided. Say it again. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And tap the inside of your wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if a part of me decided this was true. And tap the side of the thumb. And tap the index finger. I've been living like that was my truth. Tap the middle finger. Check and see. Have you been living like that as your defining truth, or a defining truth for you? Yeah. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. This left a strong imprint on me. Tuning into the strong imprint. How strong is that imprint? You don't need to put that in the chat, but just ask yourself, from 0 to 10, how strong was this imprint on me? This memory, this thing that happened. Yeah, it still feels like a 9, maybe. Tap your little finger. I accept the part of me that's still carrying this memory in my body. Tap the side of the hand. Go back and think about this memory again. Where do you feel that in your body, and how does it show up? Does it feel like a tension? Does it feel like a fluttering in your chest? Does it feel like a clenching? Think about that memory. Take 30 seconds just to think about it and see how it shows up in your physical body. Tapping the top of the head. I accept the sensation of, and describe that physical sensation For example, clenching in my stomach when I think of and then say the memory. And tap the eyebrows, tuning in again to that sensation. Think about the memory again. Tapping the temples. Tapping the cheeks. Just staying with that physical sensation. I feel it where? Tapping under the nose. And if it had a color, it might be what? What color might it be? Breathing in and out. Tapping under the lips. I accept the sensation of, and tune in and see what the physical sensation is. Is it heat? Is it tension? Is it a feeling of sickness? Tap the chest. I accept the sensation of, say it again, for example, I accept the sensation of nausea in my stomach. Tapping the front of the ribs. This emotional residue. Tap the side of the ribs. This emotional residue. Tap the inside of the wrist. That happened when? Describe the situation again. And breathe. And tap the side of the thumb. I thought, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think you were going to die? Did you think you should have died? And tap the index finger. Even though I thought, go ahead and say this negative thought. And breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Tap the middle finger. I love and accept myself. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I accept the part of me that really believed this and possibly still does. Tap your little finger. I honor and respect myself for having to live through that. Tap the side of the hand. A part of me is still reeling, is still overwhelmed, is still in shock. Tap the top of the head. A part of me is still upset. Tap the eyebrows. I'm bringing myself back. And tap the temples and breathe. Back into my power. Tapping under the nose. Allowing myself to feel what I suppressed in the moment. Tapping under the lips. What were you suppressing? Was it fear? Was it grief? Was it anger? Was it shame? Tap the chest. I was feeling so much what? Pick that one feeling just to start with. There were probably many feelings, but we're just going to pick one for a minute. Tap the front of the ribs. We're going to do feeling 1, feeling 2, and feeling 3. So tap the front of the ribs. I was feeling a lot of what? Stick with feeling 1. Tap the side of the ribs. Feeling a lot of, say that same feeling again. And breathe. Tap the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even though a part of me still has the same feeling of what? Tap the side of the thumb. Let yourself tune into that feeling for a second and breathe. Tap the index finger. I deeply and completely respect myself. I accept the part of me that held on to this. And I'm letting that part of me know that it's safe now. Tap the middle finger. That it's okay to let this move. I have the resources to process this. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I have help. I have companionship. Tap the little finger. I have love now. Tap the side of the hand. That was really hard. Because I really thought what? What did you think was true? Say it out loud. Tap the top of the head. And that led me to feel safe, feeling one again. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows. I also felt a lot of what? What is the second feeling that you had? Maybe you felt guilty. Maybe you felt terrified. Maybe you felt alone. Tap the cheeks. I also felt what? Let's go to feeling 2. And breathe. Tapping under the nose. This feeling of, say it again. Under the lips. I'm open to love and accept myself. Tap the chest. Even if I'm still carrying this feeling in my body. Tune in and see, are you still carrying this emotion in your body? Say the name of the feeling again. Maybe it's sadness, maybe it's rage, whatever it is. Where do you feel that in your body? Tap the front of the ribs. I still feel this. Say it again. Tap the sides of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to heal this. Tap the inside of the wrist. Even though it's been natural for me to hold on to this whole time. Tap the side of the thumb. I accept the part of me that feels like this is natural and necessary. Tap the index finger. It's been absolutely necessary. Tap the middle finger. I'm allowing myself to finally recover. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm allowing myself to finally recover now. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. It's safe for me to finally recover. Tap the side of the hand. Even if it's so familiar to hold on to this fear, hold on to this pain, hold on to the whole trauma. Tap the top of the head, including the sensation of, what's the sensation that this whole PTSD has left you with? Is it hypervigilance, where you're constantly worried? Is it a feeling of anxiety? Tapping the sides of the head, the top of the head, tuning into that sensation that this has left you with. Tapping the eyebrows. I love and respect myself. Tapping the temples, even though this has left me with, say what it is. Tap the cheeks. I'm giving myself the love and encouragement I need. Tapping under the nose in a safe place. Tapping under the lips. I have survived. Tapping the chest. I have survived this, and it's okay for me to catch up with that fact. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm updating my nervous system, letting my body and my brain realize the truth. Tap the side of the ribs, which is that I survived against all odds, and I'm here now. Tap the inside of the wrist. I actually made it out alive. Tap the side of the thumb. And I'm recovering my energy. Tap the index finger. Recovering my peace. Tap the middle finger. Recovering my balance. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Recovering my equilibrium. Tap the little finger, recovering my strength. And breathe. Tap the side of the hand. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, allowing myself to fully recover. Tapping the top of the head. Let's go to feeling number 3. Even though it's going back to that memory, this one core memory of what happened that's still reverberating through you. I remember what? What specifically do you remember? Is it the sound of something, or the sight of something, or the smell of something? I remember seeing what? A look on someone's face? The sight of blood? What did you see? Tapping into the nose. I remember seeing. Tap under the lips, say it again. Seeing. Tapping the chest. And hearing what? What did you hear? What exact words were said, or what sound was in the background? Was it a car driving away, or the sound of flames crackling? What did you hear? Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the ribs. I heard, say it again. And breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I love and respect myself, even if my body is just catching up to finally process what happened. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm just catching up to finally process this. It's okay. Tap the index finger and breathe again. Tap the middle finger, allowing myself to relax, realizing that I've made it safely through. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Even though I felt, and what is that third feeling? This feeling of what? Was it hopelessness? Was it terror? Tap the little finger. I felt, say it again. Side of the hand. I felt. Tap the top of the head. Loving and accepting myself, even though I felt this way. Tap the eyebrows. My body's able to release this stress and trauma. Tap the cheeks, allowing myself to release the stress and the trauma. Tapping under the nose, tapping under the lips, and the remaining drama in my body that still feels like this is happening or is about to happen. Tap the chest. My body is trying to protect myself from ever feeling this way again. Tapping the front of the ribs. My body is still replaying this old movie. Tap the side of the ribs. Trying to make sure that it never happens to me again. Tap the inside of the wrist. I'm giving myself the possibility of taking my energy back. Realizing that I have safely made it through. Tap the side of the thumb. I actually fully survived. Tap the index finger. And I don't have to feel guilty or sad anymore. Tap the middle finger. It's safe for me to reclaim all my energy, to release the stress and the fear involved. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger, and especially any remaining lingering what? What's still lingering there? Go back to this memory again. What's still lingering that we haven't mentioned? Say it out loud. Tap your little finger. This piece, which was what? Maybe it was a sight, an image. Maybe it was a sound. Maybe it was a belief or a feeling. Tap the side of the hand. I'm processing this last piece now, because I'm no longer willing to be affected. Tap the top of the head. Every time I do what? What triggers this for you? Is it every time you hear that song or see that person or smell the smell? What is it? Or is it maybe every time I go to bed or every time I wake up in the morning? Tap the eyebrows. This comes back when I go ahead and say what it is that triggers this. Tap the cheeks. Tapping under the nose. This often comes back when I'm faced with what? Tapping under the lips. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the chest. Giving myself the possibility of feeling completely calm. Feeling relaxed, present in my body, fully capable. Feeling myself worthy of love, worthy of life. I'm grateful to be here. Tap the front of the ribs. What would it be like for this old issue to completely neutralize? Tap the side of the ribs. Let's think about that for a minute. What would this be like if this issue completely healed? Tap the inside of the wrist. It would give me strength, clarity. Tap the side of the thumb. It would give me so much peace and autonomy. Tapping the index finger. Giving myself this feeling. Thinking again, what would it be like if this issue totally disappeared? I'd be able to sleep. I'd be able to think straight. Tap the middle finger. I'd be able to focus. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I'd be able to relax. And tap the little finger. Tuning in again. How would you be sitting right now if this issue were healed? I'd be like, oh, yeah. How would you be? Let your body feel it. Tap the side of the hand and breathe. So we're going to pause and have a little check-in, and then we're going to tap for about another 10 minutes. Let me know how you're doing. If you're watching this on replay, you're tapping and tuning in with yourself. If you're live here with us, go ahead and put in the chat where you're at as far as intensity. What was it at the beginning? What is it now? And let me know. Make sure that you're tapping when you're not typing, because while you're checking in, that's actually part of the healing process. Your neural networks have a moment to reformat this information, and you've just been editing it, and it's hitting save, and it's reformatting. So as you're checking in, you're actually doing the healing process. Trish, boom, so happy to see you here, honey. You're down to a 3 from a 7. That's beautiful. I'm so happy that this is working for you. Lori Jean, you've dropped 3 points from an 8 to a 5. Magnus, a 7 to a 4. Shanley did the wave. She thought it was an 8. Really, it was a 10. Now she's down to an actual 5. She's 50% done with her issue. Marie, a 10 to a 3, feeling so much better. Chelsea, a 10 to a 7, gently moving through. Lauren, halfway there, an 8 to a 4. Kai, a 10 to a 6 or a 7. Good. Gently stepping it down. That was a big issue, right? Ambassador, a 10 to a 4. Swiftly dropping. Sarah went 7. Realized, okay, really it's an 8. Now she's down to a 1. saying the sensation is still there, but the charge might be gone. Wow, I had no idea I'd be getting into something so significant tonight. That's beautiful. So let's keep moving. Here we go. Massaging the front of the chest. So I want you to zoom in on what's still there for you. Maybe you've got quite a bit to move. Everyone processes at different rates, right? Our hair grows at different rates. Our nails grow at different rates. We move through stuff at different rates. But the cool thing is that if you tap and breathe and bring love into it, you're definitely going to move. Okay, you're going to move, and if you do that persistently, even if you're a slow processor, you will get to where you're going. Massaging the front of the chest. Even though I still have a lot of what? What do you still have a lot of left? Tap the eyebrows. I'm opening to love and accept myself. Tapping the temples. This memory of what? Go ahead and describe what's here. Tap the cheeks. Tuning into the body again. Where are you storing this information physically in your body? Maybe it's in your face, in your mouth, in your eyes, in your head, in your neck. Tapping under the nose. I've been storing the feeling of what? Say it out loud. Tapping under the lips. And the memory of, say what's there. Tapping the chest. Been storing this where in my body? In my belly, in my hips, in my thighs. In my legs, my arms, my feet. Where have you been packing it? Tuning in again physically. Where are you storing this information? Tap the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the ribs, and I accept the part of me that's holding this information. Where? In the form of what? Is it tension? Is it hard to digest? Tap the inside of the wrist. How does it show up physically for you? In through the nose, out through the mouth, big sigh. Tap the side of the thumb. I love and respect myself. Tap the index finger, and I'm allowing myself to get to the bottom of this. Tap the middle finger. I don't have to process it all right now. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. And if I do process it, it doesn't mean this bad thing's going to keep happening. It doesn't mean that the original imprint was okay. Tap the little finger. It doesn't mean that somebody gets off scot-free for having created this experience. Tap the side of the hand. It just means that my suffering ends now. And this whole loop can stop replaying. Tap the top of the head. I accept the part of me that still feels. So tuning in to the part of you that still feels paralyzed, or the part of you that still feels like running. Tap the top of the head, the sides of the head, giving myself the possibility. Tap the temples of still feeling what? I'm still feeling this part of me coming to life. Tapping under the nose. Still feeling this part of me moving it. Tapping under the lips. Part of me still feels really angry. Tap the chest. Part of me still feels really overwhelmed. I needed what? What did you need in that moment? I needed to be taken out of there. I needed to be told that they were wrong. I needed to be protected. What did you need? Tap the front of the ribs, giving myself the possibility Tap the side of the ribs of finally feeling what? What did you need? Give that part of you what it needed. Go back in space and time, in through the nose, breathing through the back side of your body, giving that part of you the empathy, the support, the love that was missing. Tap the inside of the wrist. Let's do the opposite wrist this time. Big breath again. Close your eyes. Go back to that earlier version of you that's still struggling. Give that part of you some love. Put your arm around her. Hold her. Scoop her up. Pick him up. Take him by the hand. Take him right out of there into the safe place that you're in now. I'm giving this younger version of me the acknowledgement, the support, the understanding that was missing. Tap the side of the thumb, giving this part of me the protection that I needed. Tap the index finger. Tap the middle finger. I love and accept myself. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. And I'm giving this part of me all the acknowledgement it deserved. I didn't deserve to see or feel or have what happened. Say it out loud. What didn't you deserve? I didn't deserve to be treated that way. I didn't deserve to be lied to. I didn't deserve to be having to run for my life. Tap your little finger. It's safe for me to heal what happened now. Tap the side of the hand. I'm giving myself a lot of respect for having lived this long like this. Let's give yourself some acknowledgement, man. That's hard. To get through the day and have all of that still sitting there all these days in a row. Tap the top of the head. I'm working this out now. Tap the eyebrows. Including this piece, what's the last little piece that still needs some attention? Where it's just like, ugh. Tap the cheeks. Go ahead and say that out loud. In through the nose, breathing. Out through the mouth. What's still there? Tapping under the nose. Under the lips. Giving myself this possibility. Tap the chest. Allowing this to be easy now. To finally acknowledge this last little piece that's so intense. A part of me doesn't want to let this go, and it doesn't have to. Tap the front of the ribs. I can hold on to this the rest of my life if I need to. Tap the side of the ribs. I'm secretly planning on holding on to this the rest of my life. And, you know, that would be justifiable. Tap the inside of the wrist. Yeah. Nobody understands what this was like. Tap the side of the thumb. What kind of damage that did. I completely left my body. Tap the index finger. I'm coming back now to pick myself up, to take myself home. Tap the middle finger. To bring myself back into peace. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. To use the wisdom that I gained to move myself and other people forward. Tap the little finger. What did you really learn from this experience? What's the beautiful, wise takeaway? I learned that. Tap the side of the hand. What did you learn? What is the wisest part of you want you to know? Maybe you just learned how tough you were. Maybe you learned that that kind of trauma and abuse needed to end, and you're dedicating yourself to finding a way to help the people who are having that experience. Tap the top of the head. I'm allowing myself to actually become empowered by what happened. Tapping the eyebrows, allowing myself to become empowered by this experience. Tap the cheeks. Allowing myself to feel stronger. Tapping under the nose. More compassionate. Tapping under the lips. More healthy. Tap the chest. More capable. Tap the front of the ribs. More caring. And tap the side of the ribs. Giving myself the ability to move myself and everyone else forward. In part because of this memory. Tap the inside of the wrist. This is a new reaction. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm creating a new reaction. Tap the index finger. I no longer need to feel immobilized. Tap the middle finger. I'm creating a movement of grace. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Love. Big breath. Tap the little finger and empowerment. Tap the side of the hand. Grace. Tap your head. Love. And tap the eyebrows and empowerment. Tap the temples, tap the cheeks. Think one more time about this memory. Tapping into the nose. Even if there's a tiny bit of what's still there for you. Tapping under the lips. Where do you feel it in your body when you think about it? Think about that memory again. See if you can feel it. Tap the chest. I have every right to hold on to this with every cell of my body for the rest of my life. Give yourself permission to hold on to it. You do have that right. And it is justifiable. Tap the front of the ribs. I have every right to hold on to this for the rest of my life and beyond. Tap the side of the ribs, and I can make that choice if I need to. Tap the inside of the wrist. But is that actually keeping me safe, or is it perpetuating the pattern? That's right. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm releasing my fear of this repeating itself. Tap the index finger, releasing this from every cell in my body. Tap the middle finger. Safe for me to do this. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger, forgiving myself for holding on to any of it for as long as I have. It's not my fault. Tap the little finger, forgiving everyone involved, whether they deserve it or not. Why would you do that? Because you get free. Tap the side of the hand. Part of me doesn't want to forgive them, but the rest of me wants my energy back. So in a grand gesture, and you can always take it back later if you want to, let's, for example, just for fun, out of curiosity, say, I'm open to forgiving, and then say the people that were involved in this memory and the institutions, churches, or organizations. Tap the eyebrows, allowing myself to get my energy back, even if they don't deserve it. Tapping into the nose, coming back into my power, and tapping under the chin. It's safe for me to do this. Tap the chest, releasing this fear of being stuck like that forever. I'm unsticking myself. Excuse me. How y'all doing? Put it in the chat. Ooh. Big deep breaths. Wow. Something's moving for me too. Okay, good. Everybody breathe. Wow, my voice got funny. I got a little tear down my eye. Oh, stuff is moving. Old deep stuff. Lori Jean, you're down to a 3. Marie says thank you. Beautiful experience. Shanley, sharp physical pain as I release. New for me, but letting go. Trish says there's hope. Erin says good. Kai says so much better now. So we're going to wind it up here. I went just a few minutes over, but I think it was worth it. This is a big deal, you guys. So take your time. Tapping all over the body. It's worth healing this. Even if holding a grudge, holding on to this pain, holding on to this old identity is all I know. Tap the eyebrows. It's worth healing this for myself and for creation. I don't want to loop through this pain, tapping under the lips. I don't need anyone else to loop through it with me. Tap the chest. It's healing. Everybody's going to get free and move forward now. And tap the eyebrows. Everybody's getting free and moving forward. The perpetrators, the victims, the standing by people, my role, all of it. It's moving. It's healing. And I'm bringing empathy to every single person. Nobody deserves to loop forever in that. We're all learning, and I'm the first one free. Wow, it was a big deal. I hope that this shifted something for you in your life. I know it did for me. And it looks like it did for Magnus too. I love you. I will be with you again and again. We are just getting started, family. This circle is going to grow and grow and grow. So keep holding yourself to this sacred fire of your own transformation. What you're doing is so important. The love that you bring to this world is so important. Whether it's loving a kitty cat or a bunny rabbit or a parakeet or a whole group of people, what you're doing is really important, and we need you and we love you. And we will see you in the circle next time. Thank you for being with us.